Dear viewers, Namaskar. Welcome to this edition of the News Bulletin. SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant, a commitment to clean air and blue skies. Quiz competition organized to mark the ongoing celebration of Rajbhasha Pakhwada at SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant. And Teachers' Day observed at SAIL RSP run schools.
SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant plans to increase annual hot metal production capacity to 4.855 million tons. SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant takes measures to strengthen road safety inside the steel plant. And felicitation of yoga gurus and Fit India Freedom Run organized by SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant to mark Teachers' Day.
SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant bags prestigious Green Tech Energy Conservation Award 2021. Health campaign organized at Community Center Sector 6 of Rourkela Steel Township. And refresher training for executives on critical equipment held at SAIL RSP.
SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant posted excellent performance in key areas in August 2021. Intensive fogging operation launched by Public Health Department of RSP. And Karamveer Award function held at Contract Cell Works Department of SAIL RSP.
Olympian hockey stars from Sundargarh felicitated by SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant. Propane-fueled sub-entry nozzle preheating assembly commissioned at CCM1 of SMS1 of SAIL RSP. And Rajbhasha Pakhwada observation commences at SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant.
SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant moves a step further in digital transformation. Karamveer Award function held at pipe plant of SAIL RSP. And new state-of-the-art mobile medical unit added to the healthcare initiatives of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant.
SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant bags prestigious Green Tech Effective Safety Culture Award 2021. New facilities and equipments inaugurated at Mechanical Shop of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant. And program on Semantics S7300 Advanced PLC held at SAIL RSP.
Now the news in detail. As a responsible and responsive corporate citizen, SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant has been striving towards maintaining clean and pollution-free environment. The array of measures like adopting state-of-the-art technologies and installing pollution control equipment in all the units have helped RSP to become a leading producer of green steel in India. Since inception, RSP has progressively adopted state-of-the-art energy-efficient steel-making technologies for environment protection. RSP is the first Indian steel plant to adopt LD technology of steel making in early 60s, which is energy efficient and environment friendly, and at that time. During the last 60 years, RSP modernized and expanded its facilities, and the production capacity has increased to 4.5 MTPA hot metal. While taking up the modernization and expansion activities, RSP has acquired the latest environmental friendly steel making technologies available in the world. Some of the environmental technologies processes adopted by RSP in the last expansion project include top recovery turbo generator in blast furnace number 5 for gainfully recovering the high pressure of blast furnace gas for generating power 14 megawatt, utilization of waste blast furnace gases for power generation in power blowing station 36 megawatt, recovery of heat from hot flue gases of CDCP of coke oven battery number 7 and power generation through back pressure turbo generator 6.4 megawatt. Coal dust injection in blast furnace number 1, blast furnace number 4 and blast furnace number 5 where the coke requirement in blast furnaces is reduced due to direct coal injection. Similarly, dog house system has been installed in the basic oxygen furnaces of steel melting shop number 2 to further reduce air pollution. For reduction of heat requirement, system of oxygen enrichment is being carried out in blast furnace number 1, blast furnace number 4 and blast furnace number 5. In addition to adopting latest environment-friendly steel-making technologies, RSP has also installed various pollution control equipments such as electrostatic precipitators, bag houses, multi-cyclones, dry fog dust suppression systems, WEG fog dust suppression systems, wet scrubbers systems for effective control of any form of pollutions. All these environment-friendly measures have ensured further improvements in ambient air quality in terms of reduction in particulate matter PM 2.5 and PM 10 levels. Reduction in stack emissions in terms of reduction in PM load on environment and reduction in carbon dioxide emissions. The plant's dedicated efforts in use of alternate fuels like blast furnace gases, coke oven gases and LD gases and use of renewable energy has led to a cleaner environment. It is noteworthy that the steel plant has installed online monitoring systems for continuous monitoring of different air pollutants and water pollution. RSP is the first SAIL plant which has installed online ambient air quality monitoring stations AAQMS and is presently operating 4 AAQMS and 20 continuous emission monitoring stations installed in different chimneys. These monitoring stations are uplinked with the servers of State Pollution Control Board, Government of Orissa and Central Pollution Control Board, Government of India. The monitoring results are regularly analyzed and preventive actions taken to minimize environmental pollution. For further improving air quality, RSP is planting 1 lakh trees during 2021-22 for further enhancing the carbon sink, which was created by planting over 51 lakh trees in and around Rourkela. A digital quiz competition was organized at Gopabandhu Auditorium of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant on 7th September to mark the ongoing Rajbhasha Pakhwada celebrations. Mrs. Archana Satpathy, DGM PR and COC, presided over the function and declared the quiz open. Present on the occasion were Mr. K.K. Jaiswal, Assistant General Manager HRD and Quiz Master of the event, Mrs. Lolati N.B. Topo, Senior Manager PR and Rajbhasha, and employees of Public Relations Rajbhasha and HRD. 40 employees including executives from across the plant participated in the event. Mr. Jaiswal explained the rules and the process of the quiz and conducted a trial round before holding the quiz competition. Mr. D.C. Yadav of C&IT, Mr. Sukesh of Roll Shop and Ms. Rosalind Das of Instrumentation won the first, second and third prize positions respectively. Mr. V.P. Arya of C&IT and Mr. Abhijit Patnaik of New Plate Mill were the recipients of the consolation prizes. The awards will be presented to the winners during the Hindi Divas to be observed on 14th September. The program was coordinated by Ms. L. Topo and the Rajbhasha team. Teachers' Day was observed at SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant on 5th September. Teachers and staff of RSP-run schools organized small functions in their schools to mark the occasion in strict adherence to the COVID protocols. Floral tributes were paid to the former President of India, scholar, philosopher and Bharat Ratna awardee Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan, whose birthday is celebrated as Teachers' Day across the country with great regard. Dr. B. Kara, Principal IEMS Sector 20, led the team in Ispat English Medium School Sector 20, where teachers from senior and junior sections had gathered to observe the occasion. A similar function was organized at IEMS Sector 22 under the guidance of Mr. S. N. Panda, headmaster of the school. A similar function was organized at Ispat Vidya Mandir Sector 19, where the teachers and staff, along with Mrs. P. Khanam, Principal IVM, celebrated the occasion.
In line with the National Steel Policy, Rourkela Steel Plant, a unit of the Maharatna Company SAIL, is planning to increase its annual hot metal production capacity from the current level of 4.5 million tons per annum to 4.855 MTPA. Simultaneously, crude steel production will go up from 4.2 MTPA to 4.85 MTPA and saleable steel production from 3.880 MTPA to 4.325 MTPA. The new units that have been planned as a part of this project are a new coke oven battery, a new steel melting shop, a new oxygen plant, a normalizing furnace in its existing new plate mill, a natural gas pipeline network throughout the plant, and adoption of technological measures for enhancing capacity of the existing blast furnaces. The technological measures planned in the blast furnaces include charging of pellets, increasing hot blast temperature by installing a new stove in blast furnace 5, oxygen enrichment, etc. The new coke oven battery 7 with production capacity of 0.770 MTPA will be established near the existing coke oven battery 6. Similarly, the new steel melting shop 3 with a proposed capacity of 1.15 MTPA will be set up adjacent to the existing steel melting shop 1. The new oxygen plant with a capacity of 1000 tons per day that is planned to be set up near the existing oxygen plant will not only meet the enhanced capacity expansion of the blast furnaces but will also provide medical oxygen whenever the country will need. The proposed normalizing furnace with 0.3 MTPA capacity will be installed inside the new plate mill so as to cater to the niche market segments. On the green initiatives, RSP is planning to utilize natural gas in various units. Hence, a natural gas pipeline network has been planned which will minimize the use of fossil fuels like coal and thereby making process further cleaner and greener. A major highlight of these projects is that all the proposed projects will be taken up within the existing boundary of RSP. Besides, all these proposed projects are designed with state-of-the-art environment-friendly technologies based on zero discharge concept. Hence, there will be no fresh water drawn from River Brahmani. Different types of air pollution control systems will be installed to minimize the air pollution and no cutting of trees will be required. It is worth mentioning here that RSP, which is the first public sector integrated steel plant of the country, during its 6 decades long journey, has so far provided over 92 million tons of steel for nation building. RSP's steel has gone in for use in defense, space, automobile and construction sectors, besides being used for various other developments and welfare activities. The steel plant has so far contributed more than Rs 22,000 crores to the state and central exchequers and has also transformed the whole region to a thriving industrial belt. It provides sustenance to lakhs of people who directly or indirectly depend on it. The proposed expansion of RSP will not only enhance the production capacity of the steel plant but also further strengthen the economy of the region and improve the quality of life of people residing in and around Rourkela. In an initiative to strengthen road safety and caution the road safety rules violators, the Safety Engineering Department of SAIL, Rourkela Steel Plant, has commenced a massive campaign of organizing surprise checks at different places inside the plant under the guidance of Mr. S.R. Suryavanshi, ED Works. Separate squads comprising senior officers of different departments as well as representatives of CISF are conducting these checks. These checks are being organized to make the commuters remain alert while driving the and ensuring complete road safety inside the plant. On 4th September, road safety campaign was conducted in between Main Gate Flyover and Design Building. Mr. Atish Chandra Sarkar, CGM Quality, led the campaign. The senior officers and employees from RNCL department, representatives from Safety Engineering Department and Personnel Department took part in the surprise check. Mr. P. Satyanarayan, GM RNCL and DSO coordinated the event. Fit India Freedom Run was organized on the occasion of Teachers' Day at Biju Patnaik Hockey Stadium by SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant on 5th September 2021. Mr. Praveen Nigam, CGM FNA, was the chief guest and Mr. A.K. Nayak, CGM TA and CSR, was the guest of honor at the function. Present on the occasion were Mr. B.K. Raut, GM in charge, Protocol and Hospitality Services, and President and Secretaries of different community centers. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Nigam highlighted the important contributions of gurus and teachers in the mental and physical fitness and well-being of a person. Mr. Nayak encouraged all to indicate the habit of yoga practice as a daily routine for holistic development. The dignitaries felicitated the yoga gurus as a mark of respect to the teachers and flagged off a 3-kilometer Fit India Freedom Run organized as a part of the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav for all the yoga practitioners of different community centers in the Steel Township. The program started with the lighting of the ceremonial lamp, which was followed by yoga demonstration and practice. Around 100 persons participated in the event. At the outset, Mr. B.K. Raut delivered the welcome address while Mr. R.N. Pari, Assistant Manager Sports, coordinated the event.
Rourkela Steel Plant, a unit of Maharatna Company SAIL, has bagged the prestigious Green Tech Energy Conservation Award 2021 in Platinum category. The coveted award was presented by the Green Tech Foundation for outstanding initiatives and practices adopted to conserve energy in RSP. Mr. A.K. Dasgupta, CGM Utilities and Environment, Mr. K.K. Pandey, GM in charge EMD, and Mr. S.C. Mahanti, GM in charge SCD, received the award on behalf of RSP from Mr. Kamlesh Saran, Chairman and CEO Green Tech Foundation, and Mr. D. Singh, Chairman and MD Indian Rare Earths Limited, in a glittering function organized at Sonmarg, Kashmir recently. It is noteworthy that RSP, the first integrated steel plant under public sector in India, has been quite sensitive to the environment concerns and is making every possible effort to comply the environmental norms for sustainable development. Rourkela Steel Plant was awarded for its outstanding contribution towards achieving the highest blast furnace gas yields since inception, increased power generation from power blowing station, and minimization of low uncontrolled BF gas pressure to coke oven battery 6. To achieve this, EMD team had studied the entire system and conducted pressure survey of BF gas line to battery 6 with respect to BF grid pressure in the modernization zone. Along with the instrumentation department, the EMD team redesigned and replaced the orifice with the help of coke ovens. Working with the blast furnace department, the EMD team had also increased BF5 flare stack PVC set point from 800 mm of water column to 900 mm of water column. As a result, the BF gas yield increased to 1685 Newton meter cube per ton of hot metal in July 2020, which was the all-time best since inception. The power generation from power and blowing station 2 went up to 25 megawatt. Coal consumption was reduced to the tune of 3,000 to 4,000 tons per month in CPP1, and chimney smoking was prevented. All these had led to substantial savings for the company. SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant has been committed to the health and well-being of its employees and the residents of the Steel Township. In order to contain malaria and dengue in the Steel Township, a health checkup camp was organized jointly by CSR Department and Ispat General Hospital at Community Center Sector 6 on 3rd September 2021. The new mobile medical unit aims at providing healthcare facility at the doorstep. More than 100 persons were examined and treated by Dr. Aditya Das Medicine and Dr. Poonam Ekka Pediatric from IGH. Blood sugar and other biochemistry blood testings were also carried out by Mr. J.K. Majhi, pathologist. Medicines were distributed free of cost to the patients by the pharmacists from IGH. Dengue awareness campaign was also conducted on the occasion by Dr. Deepa Lavangare, Deputy CMO, and leaflets were distributed. The program was coordinated by CSR team under the supervision of Mr. Dushmant Pradhan, DGM CSR. A refresher training for executives on critical equipment was held for different groups at SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant. 12 executives participated in operation of field machinery, 3 of them took part in overhead crane operation and 8 in loco operation and shunting porter course. The theoretical inputs were supplemented with hands-on training program at different locations as per the need of the course. The training program on operation of field machinery and overhead crane operation was held at HRDC, while the loco operation and shunting porter training was held at Traffic and Raw Material Conference Hall. The main objective of the training program was to help the executives get familiarized with the operation of critical equipment in the plant, particularly those who don't require any special license, so that in case of emergency, the production and performance of the plant is not hampered. The training programs were conducted by Mr. K. Dandia, DGM FMM, Mr. P. K. Mishra, GM Crane Maintenance, and Mr. B. Jaina, Manager TNRM, and Ms. Annapurna Behera, Manager HRD. The program was coordinated by Mr. D. Puran, OCT HRDC.
SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant felicitated the Olympian hockey stars of Odisha and their coaches in a function organized on 4th September 2021 at DIC's Conference Hall, Manthan. Mr. A.K. Kundu ED Mines, Mr. S.R. Suryavanshi ED Works, Mr. A.K. Pradhan ED Projects, and Mr. P.K. Satpathy ED PNA felicitated Birendra Lakra, the vice captain of the bronze medal winning Indian team in Tokyo Olympics, and celebrated alums of SAIL Hockey Academy of RSP along with the other star hockey players of Sundargarh who shone in Tokyo Olympics, namely Deep Grace Ekka and Namita Topo. In the ceremony, Mr. C.R. Mahapatra, CGM in charge, MM and Marketing, Dr. B.K. Hota, CMO in charge, MNHS, and Mr. Praveen Nigam, CGM in charge, FNA, also felicitated Mr. Peter Tirki and Mr. Raju Kant Saini for both distinguished coaches of SAIL Hockey Academy, Mr. Bijay Lakhra, coach of the other celebrated member of bronze medal winning Indian men's team, Amit Rohidyas, and Mr. Tej Kumar Khes, coach of Deep Grace Ekka. They were presented with the tokens of appreciations and uttriyas. Many chief general managers as well as friends and family members of the players were present on the occasion, while a large number of senior officers and employees of the steel plant joined the ceremony virtually. At the outset of a video message of Mr. Amrendru Prakash, Director in charge Bokaro Steel Plant and Rourkela Steel Plant was screened. The DIC highly applauded the achievements of each of the stalwarts and reiterated the commitment of the company to further promote sports and games activities so as to bring more glory to the nation in future. The players shared their rich and memorable experiences of the Tokyo Olympics. They also thanked SAIL management for the recognition. The stars who have a huge fan following across the nation also answered many interesting questions asked by those present on the occasion. Mr. B.K. Raut, GM in charge, PHS and SW, coordinated the entire program, while Ms. Archana Satpathy, DGM PR and COC, anchored. The enterprising employees of Continuous Casting Machine 1 of Steel Melting Shop 1 of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant have successfully developed and installed a propane-fueled sub-entry nozzle preheating assembly at CCM1. This has greatly helped in reducing the maintenance and downtime, thereby improving the production and performance of the unit. In the continuous casting process, molten steel from the tun dish is steamed into the water cooling mold through sub-entry nozzle. The lateral parts of the SEN from where the metal discharges remains submerged below the meniscus of molten steel in the mold. In order to prevent cracking and breaking of the SEN due to thermal shocks, same has to be preheated to a temperature of above 450 degrees centigrade. Preheating of the SENs at both the tun dish cars of Continuous Casting Machine 1 of Steel Melting Shop 1 was being carried out using mixed gas and air, which around 2 to 3 hours. Preheating using mixed gas as fuel required frequent maintenance of the burners, valves, hoses, pipelines and headers due to chokage of condensate and high preheating time. To overcome the bottlenecks, a team comprising Mr. Celestine Tirki, GM in charge SMS1 and Mr. A.V. Pradeep, GM Mechanical SMS1 took up the challenge of installing and commissioning a propane gas fueled SEN preheater at Tundish Car 1 of CCM1 under the guidance of Mr. R.K. Patra, CGM SMS1. The other members who assisted in the project were Mr. S.N. Raut, Senior Manager, Mr. J.K. Mahapatra, Manager, Mr. P. Sachit Rao and Mr. J.D. Mahapatra, both the senior technicians of SMS1. Using in-house resources, the team prepared seamless pipes with required dimensions for carrying propane gas from the tapping point at the intermediate platform, non-drive side, to the Tundish Car 1 preheating location. Similarly, for compressed air, MS pipes were laid from the tapping point at the intermediate platform, non-drive side, to the SEN preheater location. The pipelines were terminated using stainless steel ball valves. For safety and flexibility of positioning of the SEN propane burner, SS coagulated heat resistant hoses of appropriate sizes were used. A filter regulator lubricator unit was also installed in the compressed air pipelines to remove particulate impurities, moisture, and to regulate the air pressure required for a preheating flame. The flame adjustment of the burner can be done by using the SS ball valves near the burner as well as by the adjustment sleeve provided on the propane burner. For ensuring safety, shut-off ball valves have also been provided at the source tapping points for positive isolation of the fuel gas and compressed air in case of any eventuality. In a function organized on 30th August 2021, Mr. Pankaj Kumar, the then ED Works, commissioned the in-house developed facility in the presence of Mr. S.R. Suryavanshi, ED Operations, Mr. R.K. Patra, CGM SMS1 and other senior officers of the department. Rajbhasha Pakwara observation commenced at SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant on 1st September with Hindi storytelling series by children in an audio-video mode. Children of employees and RSP run schools are participating enthusiastically in the event. The story has the narration of life of Lord Krishna, history of famous Pattacharit of Odisha, and many more. In the open-ended storytelling series, the children are bringing about interesting facts and tales. Rourkela Steel Television Center of Public Relations Department has been instrumental in giving final shape to the self-made video sent by the children and uploading it in RSP's YouTube channel. The event is being coordinated by Rajbhasha Unit under Public Relations Department. Various events have been organized for different group of people like slogan writing, essay writing, poster making to mark the event. Prizes for the winners of different competition will be handed over at the Hindi Divas to be held on 14 September.
SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant posted outstanding performance in key areas in the month of August 2021. The steel plant produced 3,80,109 tons of hot metal, 3,55,433 tons of crude steel and 3,18,151 tons of saleable steel to clock its best August performance since inception. Besides, RSP also produced 1,67,164 tons of total hot rolled coils in the above month to post best August performance in the segment. All the sintering plants excelled in tandem to produce total 6,04,583 tons of sinter, thereby registering the highest ever August production as well. The raw materials handling plant dispatched 10,62,013 tons of raw material excluding sinter to record its best August performance. Moreover, all the major units of the plant achieved APP targets in August 2021. Similarly, RSP produced 17,45,932 tons of hot metal, 16,18,686 tons of crude steel and 14,62,518 tons of saleable steel during the first 5 months of the current fiscal, that is, April-August 2021, registering growths of 45.1%, 40.4% and 40.9% respectively over the corresponding period last year. The sintering plants also produced 28,79,784 tons of sinter in the above period to post a growth of 43.91% over CPLY. Further, RSP dispatched 14,58,563 tons of saleable steel in April-August to register a growth of 10.1% over the CPLY. Similarly, in the rolling mill zone, hot strip mill, plate mill and new plate mill recorded growth of 40.4%, 24% and 35.5% respectively in the first 5 months of the current fiscal in comparison to the same period last year. With the objective of containing the spread of dengue in the steel township, an intensive fogging operation was launched by Public Health Unit of Town Engineering Department of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant on 1st September 2021. The first set of fogging vehicles was flagged off in the presence of Mr. P.K. Satpathy, EDPND, at the Public Health Unit premises in Sector 5. Present on the occasion were Mr. Pawan Gupta, GM, TE Civil and other officials of the department. It is worth mentioning here that RSP has been taking every possible step to contain the spread of dengue, chikungunya and malaria in the steel township. For eliminating these mosquito-borne diseases, the Public Health Unit has intensified its fogging operation. The activity is mostly undertaken in the post-monsoon season for controlling both Anopheles and Aedes adult mosquito population. 4 vehicles are planned to be deployed daily in different sectors as per schedule. Out of 4, one is exclusively devoted for slums in the township. The fogging launch program was coordinated by Dr. Deepa Lavagare, Deputy CMO, Public Health. A Karamveer Award function was held at Contract Cell Works Department of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant recently. Mr. Devadatta Satpathy, GM in charge, presided over the function and handed over the award to Ms. Sarmista Behra, MOMT. Present on the occasion were other senior officers and staff of the department. Ms. Behra has been awarded for her commitment and outstanding contribution towards tender processing like registering and preparing case file, sorting and filing of RFQ copies, scrutiny of case files, sorting, filing of tender documents in master file after tender opening and making comparative statement prior to order placement. She was instrumental in registering and updating more than 1,500 purchase requisition cases annually in MIS. An announcement. At the end, we would like to bring before the viewers some important tips for preventing dengue. Avoid water accumulation and waterloggings in the surrounding areas. Ensure weekly cleaning and drying of water tanks, coolers, refrigerator, drip trays, cover water containers and gully traps. disinfect mosquito breeding areas and use mosquito net to be safe and healthy and make Rourkela a better place to live in.
SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant RSP has moved another step towards digital transformation with the incorporation of online transfer of data of raw materials and ion zone analysis by R&C Lab and C&IT department to overview screen in new plant status portal. Mr. S.R. Suryavanshi, ED Works, inaugurated the latest technological intervention in a function organized at ED Works Conference Hall on 1st September 2021. Mrs. Atashi Pramanik, CGM in charge AI and IT, Mr. A.C. Sarkar, CGM Quality, Mr. S. Pal Chaudhary, CGM I&A, and other senior officers of HSM, BF, RNCL, and C&IT were present on the occasion. Notably, the new technological advancement facilitates access of all the analysis of samples from RMHP, sintering plants, coke ovens, and blast furnaces online in the new plant status screen. It is noteworthy that RSP has been making rapid strides as per the digital transformation roadmap unveiled recently. Mr. S.R. Suryavanshi appreciated the efforts made by the team of C&IT and R&CL towards development of the overview screen, which will enable the easy status monitoring by the higher management, take smart decisions, and mobilize support in case of eventualities. It will also proceed a long way in helping all the user departments to streamline their process and produce good quality products. Mr. A.C. Sarkar explained the salient points of the latest intervention. It is worth mentioning here that all the analysis of samples from RMHP, sintering plants, coke ovens, and blast furnaces have been digitalized. The various analysis and tests covered are base mix chemical analysis, sinter chemical and physical analysis, and drum tumbler index, coal and coke analysis, including ash, moisture, and volatile matter. Coke strength quality for MICOM, CRI, and CSR are also made available online. For blast furnaces, the cast analysis of hot metal and slag are also available in this system. All these test analysis data can be seen in real time on the new plant status screen in the RSP Level 2 system at the click of a mouse. This initiative was led by Mr. A.C. Sarkar. The C&IT team comprising Mr. Samarendra Behera, GM C&IT, and Mr. Jojan Joju Das, DPO C&IT, developed the software under the guidance of Shri A.K. Mandal, GM in charge C&IT, and Mrs. Atashi Pramanik, CGM in charge AI and IT. The other people who were actively involved in this project are Mr. S.K. Das, GM RNC Lab, Mr. R. Kiran, GM RNC Lab, Mr. P.K. Mitra, GM RNC Lab, Mrs. Khushbu Mishra, Manager RNC Lab, and Mr. D. Mahanto, SSW RNC Lab. A Karamveer Award function was held in the conference hall of Pipe Plant of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant on 21st August. Mr. Gurminder Singh, GM in charge Pipe Plant, presided over the function and handed over the awards to Mr. Sankarshan Ojha, Operative SWPP, Mr. Amar Singh, Operative ERWPP, and Mr. Ashwini Kumar Barik, Senior Technician SWPP. Present on the occasion were Mr. Avinash Chaudhary, GM PP Operation, and other senior officials of the department. The function was organized in adherence to COVID-19 protocols. The employees were awarded for their outstanding contributions towards production and profitability of the department. Mr. Gurminder Singh highlighted the contributions made by the employees which were cost effective and also helped in increasing the production performance of the department. He also encouraged the award winners to benchmark their performance for other employees to emulate. The program was coordinated by Ms. Simpi Patel, Assistant Manager, Personnel. As a part of its commitment to provide quality healthcare service to the underprivileged people residing in the slums and periphery villages, SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant RSP has gone one step ahead by putting into service a state-of-the-art mobile medical van. The van, launched as part of its CSR activities related to the Ispat Postgraduate Institute and Super Speciality Hospital, has a number of facilities for on-the-spot diagnosis and treatment. The diagnostic facilities include blood sugar testing, biochemistry testing of blood, urine, TB screening and X-ray. The air-conditioned van, equipped with power backup, is laced with laptop and internet facility to get the medical team connected to the main hospital for facilitating consultation or decision making. The mobile unit was flagged off on 1st September in the presence of Mr. A.K. Kundu, ED Mines, Mr. S.R. Suryavanshi, ED Operations, Mr. A.K. Pradhan, ED Projects, Mr. P.K. Satpathy, ED PNA, Mr. C.R. Mahapatra, CGM in charge MM and Marketing, Mr. Praveen Nigam, CGM in charge F&A, Dr. B.K. Hota, CMO in charge MNHS, Dr. N.P. Sahu, CMO MNHS, and other senior doctors and officials of RSP. Soon after the flag-off, the mobile medical unit was used in a health camp organized at Sector 14 for the inhabitants of the adjacent slums, namely Shantinagar, Shiva Mandir and Talab Basti. More than 100 persons were screened, tested and treated under different health projects of CSR by a team comprising 2 doctors, 1 pharmacist and a biochemist. Free medicine was also given to the patients. A dengue awareness camp was also organized on this occasion. A team from CSR department coordinated the camp.
Rourkela Steel Plant, a unit of Maharatna Company SAIL, has bagged the prestigious Green Tech Effective Safety Culture Award 2021. The coveted award was presented by the Green Tech Foundation in recognition of outstanding and exemplary initiatives and practice of RSP in developing an effective safety culture in the plant. Mr. S.C. Mohanty, GM in charge, Safety Engineering Department, received the award on behalf of RSP from IG Police of Jammu and Kashmir in a glittering function organized at Sonmarg, Kashmir, in the presence of Mr. A. Das Gupta, CGM, Utilities and Environment, and Mr. K.K. Pandey, GM in charge, EMD of RSP. It is noteworthy that RSP, the first integrated steel plant under public sector in India, has always been at the forefront in matter of safety with innovative interventions. Driven by the commitment to ensure total safety of the employees and produce accident-free steel, the steel plant has adopted a multi-pronged approach to strengthen safety net and inculcate a safety culture inside the steel plant. RSP is one of the pioneers in the steel industries to adopt integrated management system. The plant also follows a safety and health policy that defines the roadmap to total safety. The safety management system at RSP is accredited with OHSAS 18001 since 2010, and it is audited twice in a year, including by an external agency. The safety committees in the steel plant is very well structured from the apex to the grassroots level, and review meetings are being held for each layer periodically. The Suraksha Chakra initiative that involves more than 1100 employees of RSP has been one of the major interventions in this direction. The initiative has been widely applauded, with many industries replicating it in their respective units. RSP has also launched special interventions to enhance behavioral safety and safety amongst contract labor. Massive safety awareness campaigns are also being organized through hoardings, leaflet, and print and social media. Giving priority to road safety, a special drive is being undertaken inside the steel plant to sensitize employees on road safety. The Safety Engineering Department is also organizing mock drills at sensitive and strategic locations to enhance preparedness to meet any exigency. It is noteworthy that RSP also for the first time received the prestigious Certificate of Appreciation in 9th FICCI Safety Systems Excellence Awards for Industry 2020 recently under large-sized organization category. In a function organized at Shops Mechanical of SAIL, Rourkela Steel Plant on 30th August, Mr. Pankaj Kumar, the then ED Works, inaugurated a 5S tool crib and stores apart from handing over the in-house developed sprockets, oil splashing, ring cover and exciter gearbox to Sinter Plant 2, new plate mill and blast furnaces departments respectively. Present on the occasion were Mr. S.R. Suryavanshi, ED Operations, Mr. A.V. Rajshekhar, CGM in charge Mechanical, Mr. Saibal Chakrabarti, CGM in charge Maintenance, Mr. R.N. Rajendran, CGM Shops and other senior officers from the concerned departments. It may be noted that the 5S tool crib has been designed to facilitate better housekeeping in the shop floor with easy accessibility to tools and equipments and other shop floor accessories and store items. Along with this, several equipments were also developed like the sprocket for sinter machine of Sinter Plant 2. Besides, for the first time the mechanical shop developed oil splashing ring cover, a critical spare of DSTS of new plate mill. With the help of design department, a modified drawing of gear was prepared and accordingly one Sinter exciter gearbox designed was modified by replacing helical gears with double helical gears in order to counter axial force. The entire shaft, gears and assembly was carried out in shops. All these enterprising efforts of the Shops Collective have not only enhanced equipment availability of the associated departments but also brought about substantial savings for the company worth more than Rs 26 lakh. Based on the need of the Works Department, an MOU with Messrs Siemens has been finalized by MTI Ranchi and Corporate Office for different training programs. In line with this, a 3-day program was organized at the Electronic Lab of HRD Center on Semantics S7300 Advanced PLC. In all, 15 employees including executives from hot strip mill, plate mill, new plate mill, silicon steel mill, special plate plant, blast furnace, coke ovens and coal chemical department of RSP participated in the program. The 3-day session comprised technical details on PLC, DI, DO, module information for programming, software programming, on-air programming, linear programming, downloading, logic creation, use of set, reset, project creation using semantic manager, timers, counters, analog processing, archive backup and diagnostic tools for troubleshooting. The training aims to equip employees to efficiently handle the automation system of the state-of-the-art technologies installed in different units of the plant, thereby improving the maintenance, production and performance. The program was coordinated by Ms. Rajalakshmi Acharya, Senior Instructor, HRD, under the supervision of Ms. Shanti Kumari, DGM HRD. With this, we come to the end of this news bulletin. Namaskar.
Welcome to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share the videos.